Hi, welcome to First Time Homebuyer video series. We will be covering uh, topics in the list on the screen. First one is renting versus buying, and then first time home buyer and newcomers to Canada programs, how to build your credit, and current real estate trends. Then later we will be covering which location to buy and whether your income is enough. So, what are the pros and cons of renting? When you rent a property, you need only a 2-month rent, but for buying, you need a down payment and closing cost. So, when you rent, it is flexible to move and need only 2 months rent, and you can give 2 months notice and move after 1 year. But if you buy a house, you have to repair and renovate the house when you sell it, at least. But do you know buying a house is the best investment you can have in Canada? Now rent will go up annually, but all your money will be gone. Whatever the money you are paying as rent will be gone forever. There is no investment in it. Whereas when you pay a mortgage, part of that payment is going towards payment of the loan. In other words, your total mortgage amount will come down a little by little. Your wealth will go up a little by little. So you will be a wealthy person, and also you will be able to buy a better property after few years. When you have an advantage, always there is some work to do. You will be responsible for maintenance of the property. Whereas when you rent, major maintenance work will be done by the landlord. During buying process, the biggest challenge one have is decision making. When there are two people, both should like the property and price. If there are 3-4 people involved, decision making is really tough. If there are 5 or more people, you will never buy a house. So you should know what are your priorities and needs and wants. If it is difficult to make a decision when you buy a house because there are so many variables and factors: price, layout, finishes, land size, backyard, especially if you have a dog, then location, outside appearance, separate entrance to basement, upgrades in kitchen and bathroom, parking spaces, number of parking spaces, appearance of neighboring houses. So that list goes on. Now we will consider renting versus buying again. For example, monthly payment for a house will be higher than renting it. For example, for 800,000 worth house, rent will be 3,500, whereas mortgage will be 3,800. This amount is for 30-year amortization mortgage at 4% interest rate. But more than $1,150 will go towards payment of loan. This principal payment can go up to $1,560 if you get 25-year mortgage. So you save to reduce mortgage balance as well as you have an appreciation of the house with time. If you look at your purchase after 3 years, you will have enough money to go for a better house, mainly because the saving in your mortgage and the appreciation you have gained during that period. Within a 3-year period, minimum appreciation for a house will be 60 to 80,000, and the mortgage payment within for 3 years you must have paid minimum 40,000 from your loan, so that the total will be more than 100,000, so that you can easily go for a better house than what you have now. There, if you want me to elaborate that point further, there is an appreciation during a period. So there are two components. One is appreciation, other one is saving in the mortgage. So the saving in the mortgage part is called building up equity. That means after 1 year, you will be less in debt to the bank. So your loan amount will be less than the beginning of the year. So after about 3 years, you would have paid about 40,000 if it is a 500,000 house, and your appreciation may be around 60,000, taking the lowest appreciation 20,000 per year. So that is how I mentioned that you would have 100,000 in your hand after 3 years to go for your dream house. There are some federal incentives and provincial incentives, and there are some bank promotions for first time buyers. Most beneficial one for first time home buyers is FHSA, that is first home saving plan. So, but I would like to call it first time home buyer saving plan, saving account. You can save up to 8,000 per year per person. Interest you get for FHSA account is tax free, and also you can deduct that amount from your taxable income annually. When you take out that money to buy a house, you don't have to pay back. The second most beneficial one is RRSP. RRSP stand for Registered Retirement Saving Plan. Usually you can take out only after you retire, but for first time home buyer can take it out under HBP plan, that is Home Buyer Plan Program. Also, the amount you put in RRSP can be deducted from your taxable income. Also, the interest you get for RRSP is tax sheltered in the sense that you do not pay tax now, but one day when you take them out, it will be that amount will be taxable. Then RRSP, you have to keep minimum of 90 days in an account. Also, you have to pay back starting from the second year up to 15 years. But if you have more money than what you can save in an FHSA, so best thing is to start an RRSP. Then you get a saving of land transfer tax. First time home buyers can save land transfer tax up to $4,000. Then there are some bank promotions like first time home buyers can get 30-year amortization even if you put 5% down payment. Whereas usually they give 30-year amortization only for people who put 20% down payment. Also, usually banks give mortgage only for people who have lived at least 1 year in Canada. But now they are relaxing their conditions, and after 4 or 5 months, we can try to get you a mortgage depending on your income and job stability. Now comes to the important part. How do you make yourself ready to buy a house? Out of the things that you have to get ready, most important thing is down payment. How much down payment you need? If your home price is less than 500K, you only need 5% down payment. So to buy a house worth 500,000, it can be apartment, or a small house, you only need 25,000. If you want to buy a house worth 1 million, you need 75,000. So you can buy a house worth 1 million with 75,000 down payment. Now from December last year, you have to put only 10% down payment up to 1.5 million. So 1.5 million is a big house. So it is not applicable for first time home buyers. Anyway, now since the prices of houses in Toronto area is higher, they have increased the limit for 10% up to 1.5 million. So that's a good news. Now there is something called CMHC insurance. What is this insurance for? Before 1997, you had to put 25% down payment to buy a house. People start saving, but they spend their money on something when something urgent comes up. So they cannot achieve the target. So in order to ease the burden to people, government came up with the program, 5% down payment program, so that people can buy with 5% down payment. So this insurance is a facility created by the government to help people to buy houses. If your down payment is 20% or more, you can save this insurance money too. But the good thing is you don't have to pay for this insurance upfront. It will be paid by the bank and add to the mortgage. So you pay it over a period of 25 years or 30 years. How can you accelerate or regulate your savings? There are so many methods to do that. Some of them are FHSA, First Home Saving Account. I would rather call it First Time Home Buyer Saving Plan. RRSP, then TFSA, and RRIP. Call us to tell you details and formulate a plan suitable to you according to your situation. In addition to this 5% and 10% down payments, you need about another 1.5% as closing cost. This amount is going for lawyer expenses, land transfer tax, and other adjustments. So these are detailed items. Sometimes there are about 20, 40, 30 items in that one. So those things we can discuss in detail once you start the process. What are the other things you have to do to prepare yourself to buy a house? Second most important thing is credit score. You have to maintain a good credit score. What can you do to maintain it? First, you must take a credit card or two. Then your credit history get built up automatically. Credit bureaus maintain a record and calculate your credit score. Algorithm of credit bureaus are a little complicated, but what you can do are first thing, like, do not use more than 80% of the credit limit of your credit card. Number two, pay your minimum balance of credit cards even if it is $10. Number three, pay credit cards at least 3-4 days before the due date. Number four, do not apply at all the card promotions you see because they check credit. When a third party check credit, you lose some points, especially if they check credit within the same day, you lose lot of points. If it's the same week, it can have some effect. If it is within the same month, the effect is less. But if you avoid checking credit frequently, your score will be intact. Then point 5 is, do not let third parties to check your credit unnecessarily. Now, if you just go to this, if somebody say, okay, I can check credit and see whether you can do that. Unless it is extremely necessary, do not check credit. Today we are talking about a question most people ask. Their main question is, will prices go up or down? Should we wait or buy now? When you look at recent history, a few years ago, prices went up crazily due to non-resident, mainly rich Chinese people buying and accumulating properties. This happened not only in Canada but also in Australia as well. Then prices were going up in an unhealthy rate for the economy. Then government intervened and imposed a ban foreign buyers. That means non-resident cannot buy properties in Canada now. With that ban, prices came down. In the Canadian history, prices have not come down at this rate before. So also interest rates were very high, the demand became less. So we have lowest prices in the recent history at the moment. Now the interest rate is also low compared to 1 year ago. Chances of demand going up is higher. Prices are also on an uptrend. During COVID time, properties of remote areas also went up as people move away from apartment living to single living. But now it has settled back and remote areas have become affordable again. There are so many advantages in working with a real estate agent. Please call me to explain those advantages. Now you should have an idea about other cost involved per month. In order to balance your cash flow, main other cost other than mortgage are one, property tax. This ranges from $250 to $400 per month, depending on the value. Number two is maintenance fee. If it is a condo property, there is a maintenance fee. So this can varies from $110 per month to $1,100, $200. If the property is freehold and only road is condo, the maintenance fee will be about $110. If the condo is old and all utilities are included, it can go beyond even $1,000 sometimes. Now the third item is insurance. If it is a condo, you really don't have to get an insurance, as the condo fee covers the insurance for the building if there's a fire or damage or something like that. But there are different situations depending on the building and insurance where you have to take some insurance to cover up the deductible and your personal belongings. So those things we discuss depending on the property, individual property, when it comes to buying. If it's a freehold property, you must take property insurance for mainly fire insurance and liability, which will cost around $90 to $120. So now you understand somewhat about budget. So once you have pre-approval, these are the other items that you have to add and see your monthly cost. Now, then other important thing is home inspection. Uh, we recommend doing a home inspection, especially if it's an old building, because some home inspectors they have thermal infrared cameras where you can see through the walls and see whether there are any activities going inside the wall, like insects or water flowing or something like that. Mm, sometimes if it's a brand new or the property within 1 year warranty period, you don't have to do a home inspection really. But still, if you have to do some kind of inspection to see whether there is anything that contract has missed. Then the other important aspect is uh, resale value and neighborhood growth. So if you are planning to sell soon, so then your resale value really matters, because if it appreciates fast, then if you are planning to switching within a few years, like within 1 or 2 years, then you have to especially look at the resale value and resale quickness and neighborhood growth. Now, it's a very, very important question. Many people ask, is my income enough to get a mortgage? Now, this question is unique to each family and or person looking to buy. So there are different programs depending on your situation. You may be self-employed, or you are getting commission, or you are getting tips. So we have to tailor a mortgage approach depending on your situation. So please contact us to arrange the most suitable approach for you. Then now, how do you select a location? So this can be a really tricky question. Um, so you like to live in the best neighborhood in the country. Still, your budget may not be enough to buy something there. Then you have to set your priorities. So you have to select what are your priorities, whether it's a good neighborhood or proximity to work or proximity to school or good school for children, some for the couples who have children, and or the appreciation. Now, if you take downtown condos, Toronto downtown, they appreciate fast. You can sell it fast, but it may not be close to your child's school or sometimes to your work, or maybe neighborhood is not that good, certain neighborhoods. So you can't get everything, um, especially when you are buying your first house. So you have to buy something that you can afford depending on your main priorities. So we'll have to discuss about that and set your priorities so that we can find a property more suitable to you depending on your current situation. Anyway, the home buying process is unique to each and every individual. So it can be different. There is no general rule for everybody. Um, it depends on so many factors. So you can call me for an evaluation and individual attention. Um, Now, as real estate agent, we have access to uh, recent sales and also to see the history of the property. And also, I have special program where I am giving some cash back to my buyers to ease off with their start of buying start at the when they buy their first home. So please call me. We can discuss. Thank you for watching this video. So if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me on 416-505-0099 or send me an email on bulat.team@gmail.com. bulat.team@gmail.com. Hi, finally, I have been doing this business for last 20 years. If you want to see my clients' testimonials and recommendations, you can visit www.bulat.com website. Under that, you can click testimonials.